Have you ever thought that nuts can be not only beneficial, but also potentially harmful? Yes, that familiar handful of nuts that many people consider the perfect snack can sometimes do more harm than good if eaten the wrong way. Most people are often unaware of their mistakes. If you eat nuts every day and believe you're doing it for your health, there's something important you should know. We've compiled a list of the 5 most common mistakes people make when consuming nuts. These mistakes can negatively affect digestion and trigger inflammation, often without you even realizing it. How many of these pitfalls are you personally familiar with? Keep reading. The last mistake is particularly surprising. Nuts are rightly considered excellent food for the heart, brain, and metabolism. But the benefits will only be realized if they are consumed wisely. Nuts are rightly considered a superfood. They are rich in omega-3, antioxidants, fiber, as well as magnesium and zinc. To get the most benefit from them, it's important not only to include them in your diet, but also to eat them correctly. Otherwise, you may not only miss out on all the beneficial nutrients, but also harm your digestion. One of the most common mistakes is eating nuts straight from the package without soaking them first. In their raw form, nuts contain phytic acid, a substance that hinders the body's absorption of iron, calcium, and magnesium. If they are not soaked, phytic acid remains active and can interfere with digestion, reduce nutrient absorption, and in some individuals cause discomfort or bloating. This is often associated with nut intolerance, but in reality, the issue may lie with certain substances that interfere with the function of digestive enzymes. So the key is not just to eat nuts, but to do it the right way so that they truly provide health benefits. Soaking nuts is really easy. Just cover them with water and add a pinch of salt, then leave them overnight for about 8 to 12 hours. During this time, beneficial enzymes are activated, and the level of anti-nutrients decreases, making the nuts easier to digest. After soaking, you can either dry them slightly in the oven at a low temperature or eat them right away, whichever you prefer. However, it's important to remember that nuts are very high in calories. A small handful can contain over 200 calories. Despite all their benefits, it's definitely not a good idea to eat them by the kilogram. Even healthy fats can disrupt the balance of gut microbiota, hinder digestion, and increase inflammation due to an imbalance of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids if consumed in excess. Additionally, they can subtly add a couple of extra pounds. The optimal portion is between 4 to 7 nuts a day, or about 20-30 grams. This is more than enough to get all the essential nutrients without overloading the body. A handful is the perfect portion, and eating 2 or 3 is just too much. Many people don't even realize when they make this mistake. Nuts are high in polyunsaturated fats, which can easily go bad if not stored properly. If you leave nuts in an open bag at room temperature or exposed to light, the fats quickly oxidize and the nuts can become rancid. What happens if you eat rancid nuts? First of all, they lose their flavor, and secondly, they provide little nutritional value. Oxidized fats can damage cells, accelerate aging, and contribute to chronic inflammation. To prevent this, it's best to store nuts in a tightly sealed container in the refrigerator. If you're not planning to eat them soon, store them in the freezer. If the nuts start to smell rancid or taste bitter, just throw them away. Your health is more important. And remember, nuts are an excellent source of healthy fats on their own. When you consume nuts along with sugar or simple carbohydrates, which is often the case in bars or sweet snacks, your body may respond differently to glucose. Sugar causes a rapid spike in insulin levels, making it easier for fat from nuts to be stored. After such a meal, fatigue sets in quickly, and the feeling of hunger returns pretty soon. Nuts are best enjoyed with berries or added to salads and vegetable dishes. This way, they truly provide health benefits without causing sudden energy spikes. Try to avoid sweet desserts with nuts, such as brownies, cookies, or bars. They actually contain much more sugar than nuts. We have already discussed several common mistakes that many people make without even realizing it. Did you see yourself in any of them? Share your experience or ask any questions if something is unclear. If you enjoy our content, support us by liking and subscribing so you won't miss anything. And finally, don't assume that all nuts are equally healthy. Each type of nut has its own unique set of nutrients. For example, walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Macadamia nuts have a high content of monounsaturated fats, and pecans are not only sweet in flavor, but also more calorie-dense. Stores often sell nuts with added salt or sugar, so it's important to check the ingredients. One of the most common mistakes is thinking that all nuts are the same and not paying attention to the differences between them. It's so easy to overdo it with fats, salt, or sugar without even realizing it. To get the most benefits, choose a variety of nuts and always read the label on the packaging. It's better to choose natural, unroasted, and unsalted nuts. The more variety you have in your selection, the more beneficial nutrients you'll gain. Another point that not many people consider is the timing of when you eat nuts. Nuts are indeed healthy, but their effects can vary depending on whether you eat them in the morning or, for example, before bed. Everything is connected to your goal. Adding nuts to your breakfast can help you feel fuller for longer, reduce cravings for snacks, and maintain stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. Nuts pair well with fruits, oatmeal, or plain yogurt. In the evening, a small portion of nuts before bedtime can help you relax and improve your sleep, as they contain fatty acids and tryptophan. The key is not to overdo it, especially at night. Too much fat can make digestion difficult. If you have a sensitive stomach or experience heartburn, it's best not to eat nuts on an empty stomach, as they can be heavy if not paired with other foods. It's best to listen to your body and choose a time that works for you, while also being mindful of portion sizes. Nuts are not just a healthy snack. When consumed correctly, they support brain, heart, and metabolic health. It's not just about the foods we choose, but also how much, and when we eat them. These details often play a key role in our well-being. Maybe you've been eating nuts for years, believing it's a healthy habit. Now you have information that can help you shift your approach and get the most out of them. Imagine how your well-being could improve if you stop making the same mistakes. Fewer inflammatory issues, better digestion, a clearer mind, and a stronger heart. Have you ever made a mistake with nuts? Are you willing to try soaking them or learn new ways to eat them? If you found this video helpful, please support us with a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This way, you'll help us create more interesting and valuable content based on science and personal experience. Share this video with those who also love nuts, but might not know all the nuances yet. You could help them feel better,